All right, so coming into a child's pose, take your knees nice and wide. Gather your big toes to touch. And wrap the tailbone back and walk the hands forward, nice and easy. And imagine that your sternum, that breastbone, is like a weight, like a little gold bar that is melting towards the floor. So that with every inhale, you create some space around it. With every exhale, it melts closer to the mat, to the floor. Just take a few breaths here. Our focus for this week is Pranayama, the fourth of the 8 limbs of yoga. And Pranayama means control of the breath. You can be in your child's pose, Connie. Don't look at me. I'm looking at you. You're fine. So pranayama, like I said, translates to control of the breath or mindfulness of the breath. And where most of us are used to practicing Ujjayi pranayama, which translates as victorious breath. I always describe it as a hollow, sonorous ocean wave at the base of the throat. But we don't often take time to connect with it. So we're going to start there, here in this child's pose. Inhale through your nose, and as you exhale through your mouth, make a sound like you're fogging a mirror. At your own pace, inhaling through the nose, exhaling. After you've done a couple of rounds like that, continue cultivating that sensation with closed lips through the nose on both the inhale and the exhale. This does a lot of things for us. It gives us a sound and a sensation to which to anchor our attention during practice. It also purifies the air. It is also considered a cooling pranayama. That will be the focus of a few of the breaths we practice today, especially when we move into the meditation. Take a couple more here. Inhaling and exhaling that ocean wave sound. Start to activate your child's pose a little bit more by tenting your hands, coming onto the fingertips, and then inching the pads of your fingers a little further forward as you actively wrap the tailbone back. So you'll create a little bit of a C curve in the lower back. And again, that weight in the heart space, energy and length through the side bodies. Inhale that Ujjayi breath. Exhale. And then slowly pad your hands to the upper right corner of the mat to about 2 o'clock or so. And then wrap that left hip back, breathing into the left side bodies as you inhale. And exhale. Slowly, mindfully walking yourself through the center to the other side. Actively pulling forward through the fingertips and pulling back through the right hip. Inhaling into those right ribs. Exhaling. And then coming back to center. Slowly make your way to all fours. It might feel nice to send back one leg and sort of saw out through a straighter leg, release some of that blood that builds up in the knee, and then the other side as well. And coming back to all fours for your cats and cows. Inhaling to pull the heart forward. Exhaling to tuck the chin and round the spine, continuing to connect to that Ujjayi Pranayama. And if there's other subtle movement here that calls out to you, you're welcome to explore that. We're going to add another pranayama, another breathing exercise, often in English called lion's breath, Simasana, which I can only remember because it sounds like Simba. Lion's breath, which is an exhale with your mouth wide open, your tongue sticking out. It feels a little silly, and it's a nice release here at the beginning of our practice. So we'll do a few rounds, and if you need to watch one as I demonstrate, the inhale will still be the Ujjayi breath. And then the exhale, stay in your cow shape and exhale. Inhale. Take one cat back as you exhale normally. Inhale back to your cow back, and then open the mouth, tongue out. Inhale. Exhale to your cat. Inhale to the cow back. Nice wide open mouth, tongue out, big exhale. And then come back to your neutral spine. Give the hips a little wag out. Back to your standard, regular, old Ujjayi breath. And then step the toes back, high plank. Send the hips high, downward facing dog. Today's practice will be at moments a little challenging, but mostly fairly straightforward, to give us an opportunity to really connect with the breath, and then to find how the softness and ease of that Ujjayi breath can make sometimes difficult things a little less intense. So sticking with that Ujjayi breath, come into stillness, take an expansive inhale and exhale. As you inhale, unfurl your spine, come forward to a plank, and then lower the hips towards the mat. So you're in an up dog with your toes tucked. Then exhale back to your down dog. Flowing with the breath, inhaling forward through plank to up dog. Exhaling to down dog. I do this literally every morning. It feels so good. Inhale, roll forward to plank, to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, lift the heels, and slowly walk the feet forward. Stopping just behind your wrists, hold opposite elbows, give those hips a little sway left and right. Ragdoll should feel nice on the back. Bending your knees a little more might even give you a little more release as you soften the neck. And then releasing the elbows, roll yourself up to stand, one vertebra at a time, head and shoulders heavy so that they come up last. And then give those shoulders a big roll up and back. Gathering the feet to touch, allow your eyes to close, reconnect with the breath, with the sound and sensation. And I'd encourage you to set an intention for your practice, a short, positive statement for how you'd like to approach your time on the mat today, maybe even for how you'd like to approach your time off the mat today. And maybe dedicate your practice to someone or something that you think could benefit from a little yoga. Expansive inhale. Deep exhale. On your next inhale, float your hands overhead. And stay here. Upward salute. Feel the grounding down at the four corners of the feet. Send your hips a little forward as the arms travel back, finding an easy back bend. If this puts pressure on the low back, sometimes a little more activation in the glutes will take that pressure off. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, find a flat back. As you exhale, step the left foot back, release the knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, come up to your crescent lunge. Stay in your crescent, but as you exhale, interlace fingers behind the head, elbows nice and wide. Really allow the head to be cradled in the hands. As you inhale, elbows open wider. As you exhale, tuck the chin and bring the elbows towards one another. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, open the elbows wide, lift the heart, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the chin, elbows draw towards one another. Once more, inhaling, opening. Exhaling, rounding. On your next inhale, release the interlace, float the arms. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to your plank. As you exhale, release the knees. This is a little different than we do often. Send the hips to the heels, but keep the toes tucked. Inhale, come forward to your plank, lift the knees. Exhale, tap the knees, hips to heels, so a version of a child's pose. Inhale, forward to your plank. Exhale, release knees, hips to heels. Once more. Inhale, forward to plank, hover the knees. Exhale, tap them, send them to the heels. Rest here for a moment in the child's pose. You can untuck the toes if you'd like. Back to that evenness of that Ujjayi breath. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhaling. Exhaling. On your next inhale, come forward to your plank, once again tucking the toes, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right heel high to sky, down dog split. And as you exhale, bring the knee towards the nose, scoop out the belly, and step the foot through the hands, runner's lunge. If it doesn't quite get there, just grab the ankle and bring it up. And then ground down, rise up to your high lunge. Again, coming into the evenness of the Ujjayi breath, notice if you lose it on some of those transitions, or if you get distracted by something. It happens to all of us, that we kind of disconnect from it. But our goal today is to stay with it. I guess our goal always is to stay with it, but today we're giving it particular focus. Inhaling, exhaling. Good. Inhale here once more, and as you exhale, step the left foot forward to meet the right and bow over your strong legs. Inhale to your flat back, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. We're going to do that a couple of more times. With that breath, inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, bow, maybe a little more deeply. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. On your next inhale, root to rise, hands meet overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Exhale, pull that prayer to heart center, mountain pose. Notice if the breath has changed. Let it be your barometer, your guide. The breath is the teacher. I'm just a guy who talks a little too much. Find the connection of your feet to the mat. Inhale, float your hands overhead. Again, we'll stay here for about 2 breaths. Find the grounding of the feet, a little lift of those kneecaps. Maybe you send the hips forward as you lean back. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find your flat back, maybe hands to shins. This time as you exhale, step the right foot back, release the right knee down, untuck the toes, and come up into your crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, and as you exhale, interlace the fingers behind the head, right at the base of the skull. Lean back into those hands. Inhale here. Exhale, tuck the chin, elbows travel toward one another. Inhale, open the elbows, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck. Smooth, steady inhale. Exhale. Inhale, float the arms. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to your plank. Exhale, release the knees and send the hips to the heels. Inhale, come forward to your plank, energize the legs. Exhale, knees tap, hips to heels, toes tucked. Twice more, inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees down, hips to heels. Rest here in your child's pose, untuck the toes, 3 breaths, inhaling. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. On your next inhale, come forward to hands and knees. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifts left heel high to sky. Exhale, bring the left knee towards the nose, scoop out the belly, step the foot between the hands, runner's lunge, and then rise up to your high lunge. We're here for about 3 breaths. Active in the legs, but easy in the breath. So even when we are at our most still, maybe especially when we're at our most still, it's important that we cultivate the smoothness and the movement of the breath. Inhale lifts the heart. Exhale, step the right foot forward to meet the left, fold over your strong legs. 3 rounds of flat back. Inhale, pull the heart forward, hands to shins. Exhale, bend, bow. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Femurs plugging into the hips, kneecaps soft but lifted. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reverse swan dive perhaps. Exhale, pull that prayer down into heart center. Allow your eyes to flutter closed. Come back to your breath, back to your intention, back to your dedication. So those shapes were all fairly simple. These aren't going to be more complicated, but they might be a little more challenging. If you need to skip something, of course, just skip it, or modify what needs modifying. So if you feel comfortable here, bringing your big toes to touch and your heels to touch, your whole foot and your thighs to touch, I'd encourage you to find that. If that feels taxing some people, that doesn't feel good in their hips, so you don't have to. You can have a slightly wider stance. But we're coming into our chair pose. So sink the hips, float the arms, and see if you can create a sensation of one leg. So everything is coming, spiraling together. Find that Ujjayi breath. So you can stay here, or if you want a little flow, lift the heels, send the arms back. And then as you inhale, sink the heels, float the arms. Inhale. Exhale, lifts the heels as you float the arms back. Inhale, sink the hips, raise the arms. Yoga likes 3s, 1 more. Floating the arms back as you lift the heels. Inhale, steady, calm breath. Exhale. Inhale here, exhale, fold forward over your strong legs. Inhale, find your flat back. Exhale, bow. Heel toe your feet a little wider now. So they're about as wide as your hips, maybe even a bit wider than that. And then step your left foot way back. So you're in a runner's lunge again, but the feet are left to right, taking up more space left to right on your mat. We're coming to a warrior 1. Spiral the left heel down, float up. Again, we're going to do a little flowing here, so you have a chance to cultivate that Ujjayi sensation. So starting to straighten the leg, fold over the right leg as you send the hips or the fingertips back. And then bend the knee, float the arms. Exhale, straighten the leg, fold. Inhale, warrior 1. Twice more. Move with your own breath. You don't have to take my exact pace. but see if you can make it steady and notice if something feels sticky, it feels like that's just, you want to skip over a part, and just sort of slow down through that space. It's just telling you it needs a little attention. The next time you arrive back in Warrior One, stay here. Inhale. And exhale, take a Warrior Two. So for Warrior Two, you will probably have to heel toe that right foot in a little bit so that the right heel bisects the arch of the left foot. And then pull those shoulder blades together, get nice and wide. Again, a little flowy stuff. Flipping the right palm, straighten the right leg, and reach up and back. It's a reverse triangle pose. And then as you exhale, bend the right knee, bring the right elbow to the right thigh, float the left arm by the ear. So extended side angle pose. The inhale straightens the leg, floats the arm back, reverse triangle. The exhale, extended side angle. Try to find fluidity in the arms and in the legs. Inhale, sweeps up and back. Exhale, extended side angle. Once more, inhale, float up and back. Exhale, extended side angle pose. Inhale, look up. As you exhale, take the left hand to the mat. Float the right hand to the ceiling for a revolved low lunge. Opening up that spine a bit, inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down to frame the right foot. And then step that right foot back and take a little Vinyasa flow if you'd like. Again, moving with the breath, letting the breath be your guide. And trying to fill every breath with movement from beginning to end. About 3 breaths in your down dog, or you can go back to child's pose if that's better. Inhaling. Exhale 2 or so. Inhale. Exhale 3. On your next inhale, go ahead and float the right heel up once again. As you exhale, step the foot between the hands, runner's lunge, and then bring the left foot forward to meet the right. Bow over your legs. Again, 3 rounds of our flat back. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, bow. Think of this as a little reset from all the work you just did. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, and stay here in your forward fold. If they're not already, bring the feet to touch once again. Big toes touching, heels touching, thighs touching. And then bend the knees a lot. It's almost like you're in a child's pose with your chest resting on the thighs. Wrap that tailbone back, find a little lift in the belly, and then float the arms, chair pose, Utkatasana. Same thing we did last time. Inhale. As you exhale, maybe lift the heels and float the arms back. If lifting the heels is too much, you can leave them and just do the arms. Inhale, hands frame face. Exhale, maybe lift the heels, definitely float the arms back. Inhale, sink the heels, raise the arms. Exhale, lift the heels, sweep the arms back. Inhale, back to your chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Heel toe the feet a bit wider, about as wide as your hips, or maybe even a little wider than that. And then step the right foot directly back. So you're in a nice wide lunge. And spiral that back foot down, rise up to your Warrior One. So you have plenty of space for those hips to shine forward like flashlights, like headlights rather. Inhale. As you exhale, straighten the left leg, float the arms back, bow forward. Inhale, Warrior One. Exhale, kind of this long pyramid pose, although it's okay if the leg doesn't go perfectly straight. Inhale, rebends the knee. Exhale, flow. With your own breath, the next time you arrive back in Warrior One, stay here. Inhaling. Exhale, Warrior Two, and just kind of scooch that left foot back into the center so it's bisecting the arch of the right. Shoulder blades draw together. Reverse triangle, straighten the left leg, float the left arm up and back. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle pose. Good, again, just flow with your own breath. You're under no obligation to go at any specific pace. You're only under only under obligation to move with the breath. The next time you find yourself in extended side angle, stay there. Look up as you inhale. As you exhale, set the right hand down beside the left foot. You'll lift the back heel and then float the left arm up. Revolved low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. Step that left foot back as you inhale. Take your vinyasa as you exhale. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling. Exhale. It's always a nice time in these restful moments to remind yourself of the breath, but also notice what changed in your breathing when something became a little more difficult. Inhale, floats the left heel high to sky. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands, runner's lunge. And then step that right foot forward to meet the left, forward fold. 3 rounds of our flat back. Inhale, pull the chest forward. Exhale, melt. Inhale, forward. Exhale, bow. Third and final. Inhale, forward. Exhale, fold. Stay here. Heel toe the feet to touch. We'll do one more round on each side, but it'll go a little more quickly. Notice that even though it goes more quickly, you have the ability to slow down the breath. So even if something feels faster, because it is, you can slow down. And you can make it feel slow by using your breath. We will not do as many repetitions of things, just kind of once of each of those flows. Bend the knees quite a lot. Inhale, float the arms by the ears. Exhale, lift the heels, sweep the arms back. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Walk the feet a little wider as you exhale and bow. Inhale, step the left foot way back. Exhale, find this wide runner's lunge. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, straighten the right leg, bow forward. Inhale, back to your warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle rather. Exhale, extended side angle pose. Inhale, look up. Exhale, left hand down, right hand high to sky. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down, step back, take your flow if you'd like, or just go right to down dog or child's pose. We'll be there for 3 rounds of breath, inhaling. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale, lifts the right heel high, down dog split. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Inhale, brings the left foot forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, 1 flat back. Exhale, melt, heel toe the feet to touch. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, float the heels as you sweep the arms back. Inhale, back to your chair. Exhale, fold. As you inhale, heel toe your feet wider. As you exhale, bow once more. Inhale, steps the right foot way back. Exhale, establishes this wider runner's lunge. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, straighten the left leg, bow over it. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, extended side angle pose. Inhale, look up. Exhale, right hand down. Left arm high as you inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Step back, take your flow if you'd like, or skip it. Again, 3 rounds of breath in down dog. Inhaling. Exhale. Nothing is static, even if it looks like it from the outside. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lifts left heel high to sky. Exhale, steps left foot between hands. Inhale, brings right foot to meet left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. This time, reverse your swan dive, root to rise, hands meet overhead. Exhale, pull your prayer down into heart center. Take this opportunity to smooth out the breath and to notice the effect that that smoothness has. Steady, even, anchoring the mind, connecting the body. We're going to make our way to the mat with one vinyasa. Inhale, float your hands overhead. Exhale, bow. Inhale, find your flat back. And exhale, step or float back. Take your vinyasa if you'd like. Or just go right to down dog. And then release the knees to the mat. Child's pose, hips to heels. We were here not all that long ago when we first began actively cultivating our Ujjayi breath. What has changed? The pose has not changed from the outside. Maybe it has from the inside. The quality of breath has probably changed, although the technique of the breath has stayed the same. Slowly walk your hands in. Set your hips to either side and take your legs long in front of you. Give a little shake out of those legs. Bring your right knee in, give it a nice hug, and then allow the right knee to open wide so the sole of the left foot is against the the sole of the right foot is against the left inner thigh, kind of like a tree pose. And then lifting up at the front edge of your sits bones, start to fold your heart towards the pinky edge of the left foot. Maybe the right hand is able to hold the pinky edge of the left foot, crossing over, or maybe it holds on somewhere on the calf or the shin. If you comfortably have that foot, you may take the left hand to the instep of the right foot. Feel the long bone of the femur plugging into the hip socket, helping you come more forward on the sits bones, maybe helping the low back release. Inhale. Exhale. And slowly make your way to sit. Cross the right ankle over the left knee in a figure 4 shape. And then bend the left knee. So we're coming into a seated pigeon here. Just give those hips a little sway left and right. Use your hands behind you to lift the heart. Opening up into that right IT band. And we're going to come to Gomukhasana legs, which can be a little awkward. So you start by crossing the knees on top of one another. I'll rotate to face you, that's probably better. So the right knee is stacked on top of the left, and then shift around all you need to try to get the sits bones down. If stacking those knees is just not happening, you can plant the right foot instead. So either one of those options will do. Sitting up nice and tall as you inhale. Folding over the legs. As you exhale, you can walk the hands forward. I tend to use my fingertips on the mat to press into the floor to anchor my sits bones more. And then that's able to soften my back space a bit. And then slowly start to walk yourself up to sit. Untangle your legs. Take them out long in front of you. Sit up nice and tall, staff pose. And we'll do the other side. So bending the left knee, give it a nice little hug. And then allow the left knee to float open to the left, sole of foot against inner thigh. And sort of situate yourself so that your heart is traveling over towards the pinky toe of the right foot. Inhale makes you taller. Exhale, start to bow forward. That left hand can come to the outside of the right foot if that's comfortable for you, or it can be somewhere else along the leg. And then maybe the right hand crosses over and catches the inside of the right foot. Expansive inhale. Deep, deep exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release whatever binding you have and slowly walk yourself up to sit. Crossing left ankle at right knee and then bringing that right heel in, right foot in, planting down in the hands to just sort of sway out through the hips. It's all about those IT bands opening up in those outer thighs. Heart is lifted. And then making our way to cow face or Gomukhasana legs, crossing the knees over one another. And again, most of us have to sort of shift around to get there. Maybe your hips are super flexible and you can just go right there. I'm not one of those people. Then grounding down, lift your heart. As you exhale, fold over the left thigh. Maybe using your fingertips for a little traction to help anchor the sitting bones squarely on the mat, even as you crawl them forward. Softness in the neck and in the breath. Big inhale. Deep exhale. And slowly, mindfully, walking yourself up to sit. Untangle the legs. And then make your way onto your back. Take the knees with you, hugging the knees in towards the armpits. Make little circles on your back, one way and the other. We'll take a little bit of a bridge pose here. So if you're at home and you have a yoga block that you'd like to slide under the pelvic bone when we come up for a supported bridge, you're welcome to it. We won't be here for very long though. So find the four corners of the feet anchored down. Start to curl the spine off the mat. The pelvic bone traveling towards the heart. And then again, if you have that block, you can slide it at the top of the pelvis, or you can interlace fingers underneath you, gathering the shoulder blades together, opening the heart, inhaling, exhaling, still with that Ujjayi breath. The next time you find yourself at an exhale, slowly start to lower down, following the breath, one vertebra at a time. And then gather the knees towards the forehead and the forehead towards the knees. Breathe into those low ribs. Inhale. As you exhale, keep the right knee close, but send the left leg long. Inhale here. Slow exhale, change the leg. So bring the left knee in, send the right leg long. Slow inhale. Slow exhale as the legs pass one another. Lift the shoulder blades higher, inhaling. Exhale, slow switch. One more round on each side, inhaling. Exhale, slow switch, lift that heart. Inhale. Exhale, switch. And then gather the knees into the armpits for a happy baby pose. Rocking left to right. You can thread your arms inside the thighs and hold on to feet or calves or ankles, or find your peace fingers around the big toes. Wherever you are, find a gentle pressing up through the soles of the feet to better anchor the low back, releasing any tension, calming through the breath. Let all of that go. Shavasana. Take your knees a little wider, your feet. Take your feet a little wider than you normally would, and your arms a little wider, like you're about to make a snow angel. Giving the cool air space to circulate in all those hot spots. Releasing the Ujjayi breath, coming back to your natural breathing. Allowing yourself to observe, to experience, releasing the need to do anything in particular other than be still. Start to find some life in your fingers and toes. Maybe take a little good morning stretch, reaching your fingertips towards the space behind you and your toe tips to the space ahead of you. And slowly, mindfully, walking your feet in, feeling each footprint one at a time. And gently rolling onto your favorite side. Taking a moment of gratitude in your fetal position to recognize all that is holding you up, the mat, the floor, the foundation, the soil, and maybe recognize how much supports you, how many support you, that you're never even really aware of. Whose support, like the mat, you take for granted, and offer a small thank you to them. And then slowly, mindfully, with as little effort as possible, make your way to a comfortable seat. Gathering hands in prayer at heart center as you do, calling to mind any intention you may have said or any one or thing to which you may have dedicated your practice. As always, we seal our time with the sound of one Om. You never have to. You can choose instead to focus on a longer exhale. Inhaling, exhale everything out. Inhaling for Om. Bringing your thumbs to your forehead, bowing your chin towards your chest. The light that is in me bows to and honors the light that is in each and every one of you. When I'm in that space in me, and you are in that space in you, we are. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to like, share, and follow dailyflow.yoga.